Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Sharon, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner?
Take three! Take three!
Bane for three. Bingo! This man Bane
Heating it up.
blocked by Jaron.
Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
ESPN put out a list. Top 30 best pro wrestlers under 30 in the world today. Number 1, Dirty Dom. Number 2, MJF.
I think Dom is deserving to be number 1. I think he is probably, like I said, one of the greatest heels in the last 10, 15 years. Like you said, he can't talk on the microphone.
The fans love it because they feel like they're a part of the show.
And that's the best.
Without their booze, he's not the best heel.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It is the Wednesday, January 15th, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, Grizzlies are going to play against the San Antonio Spurs tonight in San Antonio in what is a back-to-back, or I guess 2 games against the same team. We will get to that. We'll get to what was on last night, get to all the news and notes of the day. Jessica Benson from the Jessica Benson Show is going to join us as she does on Wednesdays, get us ready for the football weekend. It's a Wednesday, still freezing out, but smile, let's do it. Turn it up! Once in your life, won't you do what feels right? Instead of waiting for the next big thing to strike. Stop running your mouth, get out of the house, get yourself downtown and shake. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, ton of stuff to get to. It's going to be a pretty busy night tonight with stuff that is going on that matters to us. We'll get to everything that took place last night. We'll get to all the news and notes today. As I mentioned, Jessica Benson's going to join us in studio. Before I get to anything, I will welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Senior Sack, Johnny Backpole, Johnny Bearcat, the Game Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neck Carb, John Lance. He's Yogi Roser. He's Johnny Quadrant. He's Yogi Roser.
I'm just pressing buttons over here.
Why?
I don't know. They're here. They're on the screen. What's
Calm
up?
down.
How's
Show just started.
How's everybody doing?
Hello, John. Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler. Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navajo Joe. He's the reporter. He's the photographer. He's Sir Hiss. He's Walker 93.
Hello, good people. How y'all feeling?
What's
today,
up?
bro?
What is it? What is that jacket?
It's called W. It's a W jacket.
It almost looks like an old school, like a North Carolina starter jacket.
Yeah, I think that was the vibe my dog was going for. Shout out to my dog. I was giving this jacket by my dog, and I told him I would wear it, so that's what I'm wearing right now.
That's
W is his
dog.
brand. It has a
Man,
W
it would make him feel so much better if you could remember his name.
Yeah, I bet he would love it.
Hey, this is the old Tony Allen trick. Boss Joe.
Boss, yeah. Killer.
He's
Killer.
If I call you Killer, that means I don't know you.
I do know him. I just can't think of his name right now on the spot. That's my dog, though.
P.
Good people.
His name's P.
Yeah, good people. Shout out P. Is Jolene telling you in the headset?
Yeah.
Shout out P, bro. P, good people. He tapped in.
Pete or P? Just the letter P.
No, P. The letter P.
PW.
Just the letter
PW.
P, bro.
PW, bro.
Let's call him P. Shout out P, though, bro. Dope jacket.
W.
Even got a hood on it. Check out his Instagram if y'all want to buy this jacket.
What's his Instagram?
I don't know.
W.
Hey. All right. Grizzlies are going to play against the San Antonio Spurs tonight. I will tell you that as we have had some time off since the Houston Rockets game, I looked up some statistics regarding the home team, and I'm here to report that I wish I had not looked up the statistics that I looked up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What'd you look up about the Spurs?
Oh, it's gonna get. Is it getting sticky? Indeed it is.
It's gonna get sticky.
Indeed it is.
Gotta
Thank you,
find a
Glow.
mop. We need a mop.
Huh?
We need a mop.
We might, because I'm going to tell you about something,
no.
and it is not good. All right, before I get to that, not only do we have the Grizzlies going on tonight, so I'll have that going on TV. Also, John Hustle is going to be back in action for the first time since December as the Memphis Hustle are playing down at South Haven. Now, the reason I am mentioning this right at the very top is because John Roser has been credited by CBS Sports. According to John Roser from the Grizzlies Radio Network, Gigi Jackson will be playing tonight for the Memphis Hustle.
From the Grizzlies Radio Network.
In South Haven, yeah. That's where he's from.
Shout out Gigi.
John Roser from the Grizzlies Radio Network reported it. Take that, Shams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take that.
John Roser.
Shams is sleeping while Roser is working.
John Roser from the Grizzlies Radio Network.
So, by the way, they clearly just...
That's a crazy
I
tagline.
tweeted that, so clearly they just took it from my Twitter bio. They could have taken any of at Chris Vernon Show producer, at Mem Grizz Radio Network, at Memphis Hustle color analyst, at Grind City Media. They could have taken any of
They
those.
chose Grizzlies
And
Radio
they chose
Network.
Grizzlies Radio Network.
That sounds cool. That
That's
sounds
what they
official.
chose.
John Roser from the Grizzlies Radio Network reports that Gigi Jackson will be in action tonight down in South Haven against the Rip City Remix, who have, I don't know if all these guys are available for tonight, but I saw James Booknight, former top 10 pick.
Oh,
He's
Lord.
there. If you wonder what he was doing,
I did.
he's with
I mean,
the
not
Rip
until
City
this
Remix.
morning, but when I saw his name, I was like, totally forgot about James Booknight.
Yeah, James Booknight. He averages like 20 a game.
As he should.
Yeah.
As he
And
should.
his percentages, are great. Yeah.
Bryce McGowan, that's a blast from the past. Remember that name?
He's a two-way.
Taze Moore, who played at South Haven.
And Houston for college.
So he
is
very well
also
may have a good
two-way.
crowd there, right?
You forget about one big one.
There's another.
Oh, I know.
White Station alum. Yeah.
An
His face
assistant
is frozen.
coach. He's an
White
assistant
Station
coach.
alumni.
Who?
Played at Illinois. LeRon Black.
Is an assistant with Rip City. He's an assistant coach.
Is that right? Also, former Memphis Hustle member Romeo Weems.
Yes, Romeo Weems.
Also there. So, I mean, it might be a Romeo Weems revenge game. You got to watch out for that.
Man.
Right?
Not really worried about that.
You got to. I hope
I
he's
know,
not watching.
thanks.
I hope he's not watching. You said it, not us. John Roser from the Grizzlies Radio Network says, not worried about a Romeo
Is that
Weems
the headline?
revenge
Is that the
game.
headline?
I mean, if they're breaking G League news, I didn't know CBSSports.com was in the business of G League news, but if you are, John Roser from the Grizzlies Radio Network says, unconcerned with Romeo Weems' return.
Report that. Little does CBS know that Roser is the king of fake news. So CBS Sports, watch out because he'll get y'all.
True story.
He's like NBA Central.
True story. Years ago, this is probably 15 years ago now, on a Saturday morning, a random Saturday morning, a friend of mine calls me on the telephone. This is all going to make sense in a moment. He calls me on the telephone, and I said, hello. He said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm sitting at my house. I'm probably watching College Game Day at the time, right? Watching College Game Day. He's like, if you can get over here, I need you to come over here. And I was like, where are you? Where? And he's like, I'm in Bartlett. And he just told me at this gym. And he said, my son is playing in a basketball game. And I promise you, the best sixth grader you have ever seen in your life is playing right now. This kid looks like LeBron James. And I was like, what's his name? And he said, LeRon Black. That's a true story. Bro. That happened when he was in like elementary school,
he was like 6'6".
middle school. He's just one of those kids that was huge early. Yeah. Like huge early. And like, if you ever saw the pictures of him on those courts, it was like an adult was playing against children. And he could also, dunk by the time he was in,
It's like 7th grade.
6th or 7th grade, right? But, it's funny you say his name because I've not thought about him all that much, but I will never forget my buddy calling me on a random Saturday morning to tell me I needed to get over to a gym because the next great thing is right there. Because you've never seen anything like this. And I'm like, I'm not driving over there to watch a 6th grader.
That's just a bit too far.
That's
right
crazy.
now.
Come on.
It's not even if it was my own kid, yes, but come on here.
Right. So anyway, he's an assistant coach now, huh?
Yeah, his second year with the Rip City Remix. And good for LaRon Black and Taze Moore because it's a back-to-back. So they're here tomorrow too. So they get to spend a couple days.
A home back-to-back.
Yeah.
Okay, and hopefully, this kid, I don't remember him from playing at South Haven, but evidently.
So he was not even an all AAC player.
Recruit.
No, and he was not an all AAC level player. He was not that. So.
But he's been very good for this G League team.
Yeah.
Okay. He went to before he went to Houston, he was at what's that other school? The Jackrabbits.
The South Dakota State.
I think he was at Cal State. My bad. Cal State Bakersfield.
Cal State Bakersfield.
So that's probably why he.
Why we lost track or whatever. Yeah.
And he
played
level,
then hooped, and then
And he played on the Houston team with
and just like his hairline.
He played there with.
My bad. I'm sorry.
This is a local kid.
My bad. Shout out to my dog, man.
What's wrong with you, bro?
He wore number 76. Shout out to my dog.
Dude, they have 5 guys who wear number 65 or higher.
They got the O-line numbers.
And then they have other guys who also they've got 2 or 3 other guys who wear numbers in the 50s.
Do they do it to be funny?
Somebody told me that
it's
they have
O-line, bro.
They got summer league numbers.
They got the O-line. It's the jerseys that nobody wore back in the day, bro.
Like pennies. Like the pennies you just pick out of the cardboard box. Like,
They were like, yo, y'all got numbers 50
I'm with
above.
it, though. Bring it back.
Bring what back?
It's never been a thing. Just make it a thing. Wear higher numbers.
Okay.
We're 87.
Okay, we're cutting you off. And you know what?
The idea, acting different.
Honestly, the idea that I'm even letting you speak on this show today was, there was a question of whether I was even going to act like you were here today.
Why? Oh,
because, all right, Jalen, could you please pull up Roser's Twitter today?
Okay, thank you. I'll let him slide in the group chat.
Why?
I was going to send it to y'all.
This is the most egregiously horrible thing none of us have done anything this bad publicly in a long time.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
It's hilarious.
Roser put up these AI images and of just 2 black guys sitting on a unicorn. And then I said, why did you put up a picture of 2 black guys sitting on on unicorns and put unicorn game? And he's like, that's Wemby and Jaren. And I'm like, that is for sure not Wemby and Jaren.
Okay,
it looks like the nastiest and I don't know him.
I'm so
James
glad.
Book Night.
I'm so glad you did this because I saw this and I was like, you know what? Maybe Rose is just tweaking. Rose, you're like a 5-year-old who found AI and decided to just use it for no reason.
What is wrong with you?
Dude, I've just started using Grok. It's been messed up today. There was a better one that I wanted to use.
You're blaming it?
Look, no, it has. Seriously, search Grok issues. It's been going on all morning.
I'm not going to search it. Here's the deal, bro.
Oh my gosh, I've got a better one.
He's like a 5-year-old that found an app and he doesn't know what to do.
It's like you were taking a test and you copied. You know what I mean?
Did you just do that one too? What is wrong with you?
Who is that?
And you tagged him.
That's Jared. That is for sure. That doesn't look anything like him.
It looks like Avatar Jared.
It doesn't.
It
just has the hair, bro. That's the only thing it has, bro.
It doesn't look like Jared Jackson Jr. This looks like...
I'm tweeting out another one. This is amazing.
It looks like Justice Winslow.
I didn't even put anything.
Justice Winslow on a unicorn.
Why do you have Justice Winslow on a unicorn to promote the Grizzlies and the Spurs? Look, it's like when you had a test and then you realize you filled in the wrong answers to everything, and then but then at that moment you erase all your answers and change them, right?
I didn't put up another
You
one.
don't. You just say, to hell with it, I'll just turn in the test, even though I know all the answers are wrong. You can't just say, I'm going to come up with an AI image, and then it be recklessly terrible.
Horrible. What is wrong with you, bro? And why are they sitting like that, bro?
He keeps posting these images on Twitter of Jared Jackson and Wemby.
Like,
they
that is
don't look like
objectively hilarious.
Rosa, that's not hilarious.
You are laughing because you know
ridiculous.
That is hilarious.
A human being typing it into the internet
that
and
is
say,
so ridiculous that it's funny.
All right, this third one,
That is funny.
I will give you. All right.
why are they looking at each other like that?
third
bro?
one-
Because I asked it to. I said, draw Jaren Jackson Jr. and Victor Wembanyama facing each other, sitting on unicorns.
Okay, look.
You just ask it to do stuff. It's amazing. I love this.
Okay, look.
I love Grok.
I'm going to give you credit for this one because this and then putting that up is objectively funny. The first one, you weren't trying to be funny.
No, he's about to be
You
dead
for
serious.
sure weren't.
You weren't
because
trying to be
when
funny. No.
when I confronted you about it, and like, bro, what the hell is that? You're like, it's Jared and Wemby. I'm like, it's for sure not Jared and Wemby.
funny. They're
but you
all
didn't
funny.
laugh about it like that's funny. You were like, that's what Grot put out. Like it was like,
Yeah.
you really had this idea that I'm gonna put out this cool unicorn picture
Yes.
of these two guys,
Yes.
and now.
No,
You know
that
we're
dude-
making fun of it, so you're like, okay, this is funny.
You told me you were going to make fun of it. And I was like, okay, because I do think it's funny. As I told you,
I gave you
when
two
I typed
options.
When I
Either
type it
delete
in,
it or we're gonna goof on this. And you were like, go ahead, goof on it.
Yeah,
but you were proud.
'Cause I
of
think
your
you're
Wendy.
proud of the AI image.
You were proud of
get
it.
ready. I've got
Originally, now it's a joke because we've made it a joke. Kind of like our boy Luke's mustache. And then he thought
Luke's mustache is wicked.
No, he thought it was cool. He was like, I've got aura in that picture because we found a picture of him with the mustache.
Yeah.
And then Roser said, no, you look like Warren Sharp. And now he'll never grow a mustache again.
Yeah.
And so it turned into a goof. The same is true. Roser thought his pictures, his AI pictures of Unicorn Wemby and Unicorn Jaren were cool. And then until I told him, this is dumbassery.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
It's ridiculous. I hope Jaren sees that because you tagged him in that shit too.
That's cool.
You did?
He tagged him. Put it back up. He tagged Jaren.
Yeah, I want because I did. I want him to see it and be like, "This is insane."
No, he's not gonna think this is insane.
It's pretty insane.
And you put a freaking hashtag with it. Like, what is wrong with you, bro?
What's the hashtag?
Hashtag Grind City.
Our unicorn Jaren Jackson.
Please take AI away
Dude.
from Roser, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Take AI
You
away
guys,
from him,
I
bro.
don't know how this happened, but you have got to take AI away.
Yes, because he was gonna get out of pocket with it. Like you were gonna get. He's typing something up right now. Look at him.
I will say,
Oh yeah.
look, all right, you got to stop
it's,
this.
It's done. There it
You've
goes.
got to stop John AI.
John, you gotta stop.
John
It's
AI.
out there now. It's out there. I just put another one up, and it's out
He's
there.
in demon
See,
mode
you
now.
started it.
No,
You put him in that mode.
he's in demon mode.
Look at him.
Our Grizz coach.
What's wrong with you, bro?
They're funny,
He
dude.
looks like a freaky Jaw Wemby mix, bro.
Bro,
Where is he?
I don't know. He's sitting. That's the thing. When you type in these AI images, ask them to draw stuff, they're always like in a field or a forest or something. Like they're never just like.
Yeah, and why is
I
why
need
does he
to
got Wrangler jeans on? I'm so
don't know.
confused.
I don't know.
swear, because the screen's far enough away from me that looks like Jordan Poole.
No, bro, it's insane.
Yeah.
Roser, you gotta stop. What'd you type in for this one?
Can't stop, won't stop.
No.
I said draw Ja Morant hanging with a goat, sitting with a goat.
I will say AI. The one good thing about AI is I don't know if you guys have noticed, but as someone who covers sports, then the algorithm, the things that pop up on the side will be things of interest to me, right? And so what this AI will do is, have you ever seen where it puts together almost like a mini article, and it is a It is, how do I say this? It's like a compilation of tweets, right? Here's what people are talking about, and then it's just explaining to it almost in article form. This is why this is a thing.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example.
Like a viral
of one
train kind of thing?
One I clicked on this morning said, DeAndre Ayton faces backlash after lackluster performance. And I was like, for sure, got to click on that.
Evergreen.
Okay?
Yeah, that's like, yeah. You can do it
And then
anytime.
the story which Grok put together, Roser's AI, it said, in a recent game where the Portland Trailblazers fell to the Brooklyn Nets by a score of 132 to 114, fans and observers were notably critical of DeAndre Ayton's performance. The criticism centered around his perceived lack of effort, especially in rebounding and defense, despite his high draft pedigree. Discussions among fans have escalated, with some advocating for Ayton to be benched or even traded, reflecting a broader sentiment of disappointment. This is great.
Oh, word usage is crazy.
While there's no direct evidence from recent games supporting these claims, the conversation around Ayton's role with the team continues, with some fans expressing a preference for other players like Donovan Clingan or Dua Breath. The situation underscores the high expectations placed on Ayton and the ongoing debate about his fit within the team's strategy. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then, and then the first two tweets underneath it are, I'm watching the Blazers game, and it's gross watching a certain player absolutely F off. His minutes is unreal. Please stop playing this person, Trailblazers. The next one. Chauncey has about had enough of Ayton. Immediately takes him out after 3 minutes played. I bet he can't wait till he's off this team. Has anyone watched a Blazers game all season? If you've seen it, Ayton believes his purpose out there is to hunt rebounds and shoot 10-footers.
Dang. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough scene. Hey, at least they write cool stories and use good words. Maybe you should type in after tonight's game, Memphis Grizzlies versus Spurs reaction. Or
okay, now you've started our listeners. Somebody just sent me one that's just absolutely horrible.
Oh my God.
It's
what the hell is this?
Can you look at the
yeah,
just look at my
I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Dude, that's sometimes if you don't type in that actually tried to put him in a Grizzlies jersey. If you don't type in the Grizzlies jersey thing, bro, the jerseys they sometimes give these guys, it's ridiculous.
Thing is out of control.
I just sent y'all this ridiculous
now
tweet.
You've created monsters everywhere. This is terrible.
Yeah.
This is terrible what's happened. It's a horrible way to promote tonight's game. All right.
Look at this, bro.
Someone's got to take AI away. I mean, these are terrible.
You got people started now, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's all right, bro.
Now, we need to have a dialogue. Yeah. I'm going to tell you why tonight and tomorrow night, or rather Friday night, are going to be rather important, and we are almost, as of tonight, it will be 41 games, correct? I believe that's 41. This will be game 41, so exact midway point of the season. As you know, the San Antonio Spurs they're going to be more than likely, at least at this point, they're going to be involved in the play-in tournament, or maybe even better. I don't know how likely it is that it'll be worse, but I guess it's possible. But they're a Western Conference team that the Grizzlies are going to play against, and it's going to be 2 games in a row against Western Conference teams. And one of the things that I have wondered is, as this season has gone on, one of the things that we have talked about quite a bit was, hey, the team, it's fine, and you're super excited when they beat whomever, like the Dregs, but we want them to be able to compete on the highest level. We're past being regular season good, and we know, as we are watching it, that this is not playoff good. And one of the reasons that we have identified that it's not playoff good is because look how they've played within the conference. Okay? And I'm not here to look. all things considered, with all the injuries, with guys in and out of the lineups, including, almost half the games missed by your best player, with the really tough, at least day-wise, schedule that they had at the beginning, right? It's starting to spread out a little more here in January and February. But, it was a real rat race going in November and December. I mean, as we know, there was an inordinate amount of games. A lot of them were at home, but there was an inordinate amount of games in a short amount of time, okay? And now it's kind of spaced out a little bit. And all things considered, I don't want to sound ungrateful, right? I'm glad that they are in the position they are in. Right now, if the playoffs started tomorrow, they would have a home court advantage, right? But you and I both know that we do not have high hopes for playoff basketball with what we have seen thus far. And one of the things that I wanted to investigate is why, right? Why? And on a very basic level, it's that they're a 500 team against the Western Conference, and they're 13-3 against the Eastern Conference. That's it, right? And unfortunately, we don't get to play the Eastern Conference.
Until we get to the finals.
Maybe when Las Vegas or Seattle or whoever comes in, maybe we get to move over there. But for now, you got to play against the Western Conference. So they're 12-12 so far against the Western Conference, and they're 13-3 against the Eastern Conference. And then I was like, well, in terms of, I understand the wins and losses thing, but what about in terms of quality of play? And one of the things that I think, the reason why, how do I say this? The reason it feels worse than it is, right? In the end, you got one of the top 4 records in the Western Conference, okay? Mm-hmm. That's big picture. Why does it not feel like hope springs eternal towards what you could do when it comes to the highest level of basketball? And I think this is what I wanted to look up and investigate this, right? So against the Eastern Conference so far this year, they have an offensive rating of 122, okay? Mm-hmm. That would be the best in the entire NBA. That's Cleveland. That's Cleveland's number is 122. And not only do they have the best, it's historic. It's there, right up there with last year's Celtics. You know how, and look at Cleveland's record, right, and look at how great they've been. That's what the Grizzlies' offensive rating against the Eastern Conference has been, okay? Their defensive rating has been 109.9, okay? So they're plus 12 on average against the Eastern Conference. And they have an effective field goal percentage of 59%. Tops. Right there with if you were to extrapolate it, it'd be right there with the Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. That's what the Cavs are doing. So the Grizzlies against the Eastern Conference this year are 13-3. They have a 122 offensive rating, and they have been effective field goal percentage-wise right up there with the best team in the league. That's how they have performed against the East so far this year. Against the West, they're 12-12, as I mentioned. Their offensive rating is 113, which would be around 12th, 13th, middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Okay? Defensive rating is about the same. So defense is about the same. The offense is 9 or 10 points worse on average, right, in terms of their offensive rating. And then you get to effective field goal percentage, and that's 53.6. And that would be in the bottom 10 in the league. It is worse than the Jazz.
Wow.
No.
It is also below the Clippers.
Oh, boy.
So if you just look, and so you look and you go, bro, all of these numbers are so good in many cases based upon what you were able to do. You are smashing the Eastern Conference. Now, unfortunately, as we know, you don't get to play them in the playoffs unless you make it to the finals.
Unless you make the finals.
But you got to win 3 rounds before you even get to an Eastern Conference team, right?
Yeah, we good in the finals.
it's crazy, and that's why I say they're playing San Antonio tonight. The reason why we feel the way we do halfway through this season is because we've watched every one of these games, and they're basically a 500 team against the Western Conference. And they've made their hay against the East. But the numbers are crazy in terms of, it's like best of the best against the East when you are playing in terms of offense and in terms of effective field goal percentage. And against the West, it's like bottom half of the league.
There's some of the numbers bear it out, but there's also, because you're doing the deep dive on the numbers, but for even the fans who haven't done the deep dive, there's the eye test, and it does pass the eye test too. We see when they play these better teams in the West. It
looks a little different. The ball the ball turns over a lot more. In the East, you can try to beat up on them a little bit.
And then check this out. So in terms of net ratings for players so far this year, it's going to shock you. What player has the best net rating for the Grizzlies in those Western Conference games?
Jaren.
It's Kennard.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said it was shocking.
How many of them has he played?
Plus 10.6.
Has he played? How many has he played in the good?
I mean, I'd have to go look at how many he's played against the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Here, I can tell you. Let's see.
I know he was out for a hot little second. Let's see.
Luke Kennard has played in.
He played in most of them. 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
He played in a good. Okay, he played in a good chunk of them.
Okay, Kennard, then Brandon Clark, who has the highest overall for the team.
That lines up too.
This is against the Western Conference. Edey has been plus 8.5. Aldama has. Edey's been plus 8. Laravia's been plus 6. Jaren's been plus 4.2. Wells has been plus 1.6. Job 1.2, and Bain is basically even. We have not won or lost more with Bain on the court against Western Conference teams. Now, here's the crazy part. Against the Eastern Conference thus far, Ja Morant is plus 24.6.
Sheesh.
So I just told you, against the West, he's plus 1.2.
Plus the East, he's plus what? 20?
24.
That's a massive.
He's the MVP of the East.
That's
insane.
Swing.
That's MVP of the Eastern Conference, dog.
That's a crazy swing.
Jaren Jackson Jr. plus 17.3. Brandon plus 16.7. Bain plus 16.4. I just told you, Bain, Jaren, and Morant all have very light net rating numbers against the West. These numbers against the East are freakish.
Well, I mean, it makes sense when you said what their offensive efficiency was. Their offensive rating
too, because you got a 50-point Western Conference win in there too.
You have a 50-point Western Conference win.
And that makes it even more insane.
I know.
Because you take away that.
Dude, you have a... hang on. Dude, you have a 50-point Western Conference win. What did they beat Portland by on the road? They beat Portland by 35.
They did beat the Brace
maybe more.
And they beat Portland here by 25 at one point.
You got some...
They've killed Portland twice, and they killed the Warriors.
They beat Portland 123-98, so that's a 25-point win. 25-point win.
They beat them by a lot another time, too.
And a 50.
You got a 50 ball on the
You got a 51, you got a 25.
At Portland was 134-89.
134-89?
Yeah,
that's 44. That's 45. So you got a 45, a 51, and a 25.
And that number is still like that.
Take those games out, and it's...
I don't want to.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's leave them in there, leave it in. I'm team leave it in, always.
Whoa.
I don't whoa, bro.
Whoa.
What?
Easy, buddy. It's Wednesday. Yeah. I know it's hump day, but come on, man.
That's how you got that thing you call a brother.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta.
Don't do that.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Dev,
Said team leave it in.
I think everybody.
That's crazy.
I think everybody around here is team leave it in. But continue. They're gonna say whoa like it's a bad thing. Okay.
All right. Look. The point is, you just mentioned 3 different just monster Western Conference wins that are included in those numbers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers against the West versus the East are wild. Like, it should never break down like that.
Right.
Yeah. It should never be that. Like, how Morant is +1 net rating against the West and +24 net rating against the East. And we don't have some kind of Eastern Conference 50 ball.
Do you think that this will... We killed the Wizards twice. We killed the Raptors. Will it balance out?
I mean, I would hope so.
Or is it like is what it is? And I mean balance in a good way. Like the number against the West goes up.
I mean,
look,
I'll hope so, because if not, we in trouble.
We're in big trouble.
Well, look, no, I'm saying go through the Western Conference teams and you think about the games this year that they've played, right? So they have thrown up a clinker against the Nuggets. They've thrown up a clinker against the T-Wolves, where they got. I mean, T-Wolves mashed us at the beginning of the season, right?
Clippers,
Thunder.
Wait,
Thunder.
the Wolves?
Clippers, yes, at the beginning of the season, right?
No, that was the first time we've played them the other day.
Is that right?
Yeah, we
haven't played them. Houston killed us at the beginning of the year. But they've beaten us 3 times.
PTSD from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, Utah, Portland, they don't like.
Yeah, we beat Utah.
But I'm saying it's inconsequential.
It doesn't. Yeah,
right?
They don't matter.
Golden State.
They beat us twice in San Francisco.
After
we beat,
and we have a 50-point win against them. Clippers beat us.
They beat us here.
FedEx Forum
right before Christmas.
Lakers beating us.
Yeah, we beat them here. They beat us there twice.
And then they've won twice.
So I think
Phoenix was the best one, but Phoenix is
not
easily the biggest disappointment in the NBA.
Yeah, they've been in
Philly is the biggest. But Philly and Phoenix, which I actually played recently, they're the disappointment bowl.
Yeah.
So
disappointment bowl is crazy.
Well, I mean, you got 6 stars and they both stink.
Just a pick up and hoop bowl.
Kings.
That one was disappointing as hell.
I mean, again, Mavs, Rockets, like, I guess maybe that Lakers game is the best West win?
Best West win is probably...
Maybe Minnesota the other night, but Minnesota has been average.
I would say Minnesota's probably our best.
Okay, and they hate their season so far.
They do. I got homies over there that it's
right.
It's getting wicked. Yeah, Golden State. You count Golden State, they fall off a cliff too, so don't really count.
I mean, Denver would beat without Jokic.
Yeah, they were out Jokic.
So that doesn't count.
The Dallas one was without Kai and Luke.
So that doesn't count.
You count
it counts, but I'm saying it's not.
Like Sacramento, you count that joint as a good win?
I mean, they fired their coach, and then they beat us.
Well, that doesn't count. Okay.
Hottest team in the league, by the way, 7 in a row.
Yeah. So our best West win is oh boy, it's you. You want to go Lakers November 6th?
Bro, that is.
Yeah. So
3 months ago.
You want to go for? I mean, unless you count the 50 ball against Golden State.
That's it.
That's probably the one, bro. The 50 ball against Golden State is like, come on.
I mean, they're awful.
Yeah, they do suck.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
That's all I'm saying.
No.
I'm saying as we come in here and we're like, dude, you got to be able to beat the best teams. You got to be able to beat the best teams. And you look at the numbers that they have put up this year, it's built against that Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Is it that Eastern Conference thing where we see all once, so they really don't know what the hell they're looking at?
I mean, bro, you're 10 games above 500, and the reason you're 10 games above 500 is because you're 13-3 against the East. You're a 500 Western Conference team.
I will say this. We are about to find out, because I think I saw a stat. The remaining schedule is the second hardest in the NBA. I'm about to find out real quick.
Yep.
Like, we about to, hey, it's nut up or shut up time, because like you said, like you got to beat up on a little, but
the other thing I think it speaks to is, I do wonder if it's like, hey, at some point the new offense thing is going to catch on. As I posited to you guys on Friday, I'm like, look, when it works, it's amazing, but you have a serious turnover problem. And I think it is, as I told you, if you could ever get American basketball players to play European style of basketball, it could be devastating because you're teaming up the athleticism. But there's so many times where I watch it, I go, they do not have the skill level to be able to not turn it over like when you watch an amazing European basketball team, and I think like there's so many things, where I think that they're like, hey, everybody always wants to model themselves after the old Spurs.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Hella European players on that team.
In many ways. And that means be quiet to the media. Don't, your players aren't out there all the time. You don't really promote anybody in a major way individually. You have this more European style of basketball, right? But like you think about that, they had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and Tim Duncan and Boris Diaw, and like all those guys were like skilled guys. Like unless you're gonna get a bunch of Santi Aldama, I think it's fair to say has been the best in this. It's just something I've thought about, and it's like, bro, anything devastating has happened generally against the Eastern Conference. That's why your numbers are freaky against the East, and then against the West, it's like look, it's my opinion. I'm not trying to bag on the offense. I'm just saying if the offense as you are playing it now is leading to your Achilles heel is these turnovers. And you do it every time you play somebody really good. And you lose. And it's like, and it's not something you go to in crunch time. And I wonder how it's going to play out when it comes playoff time, right?
Yeah. I think we'll see more like
is
the
it the
best?
Look, whether you want to blame new offense or not, it's very clear it is not bringing the best out of Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
In fact, I would argue this is the worst that Desmond Bane has been in 3 years. Because he dribbles so much more. We got him away from that. Like he got to last year.
Every time we see a DHO, we're like, thank God.
Bro, it's either I want him shooting, catching, shooting, straight line driving.
Yeah.
The wiggle.
You don't want him getting to the Baja?
No.
You don't want him.
And frankly, most of them I don't want getting to the Baja. We don't have guys that beat people off the dribble. Like, we don't have that kind of athlete. And it's like, look, and I'm not trying to bag on it. Like, the success is a success. And when it works, it's great. But I'm saying I need it to work against the best teams.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
I need it to work against the best. And frankly, I don't give a shit what offense you run. If you have Jaren Jackson, John Morant, and Desmond Bane, you're going to have a good offense.
Exactly.
You could just run pick and rolls and kick out.
That's high level.
That's it.
3 high level players.
You don't need
gimmicks.
We don't need everybody moving and everybody passing and everybody involved and nah. I got 3 all-stars. Right? I got 3 all-stars. And again, my hope is at one point you get all your best players available and it all just clicks.
Yeah.
Right?
And you get those 3 dudes playing together more, which creates some kind of continuity on the court.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, I was trying to...
Because there's certainly things that it brings to the table that are very difficult to deal with, but also might bring to the table some things that people are going to see and they're going to go, oh, this is how you're right. The first time you see it, it's like, what? This team's not even running pick and roll.
That's what Draymond was saying.
Right.
Draymond
You're
was
right.
like, it's weird. Like, it's like the weirdest offense he's ever seen. He's been in the league for 15 plus years.
Right.
Like, he's seen everything. He's like, yo, that is not normal.
Right.
Like, so that speaks to how.
And it might,
unique it
and
is.
look, and again, it might just take a while to, right? But
if it is
you
dependent
need to
on
be
drives, you need guys, athletes on the wings who drive the ball.
You need to be devastating against the best teams.
Yes.
Yeah, that's point blank.
I was trying to look at. Now they have played the better teams in the West. They have played more games against them on the road than they have at home.
Fair.
I like that.
So they have had more of those on the
Okay.
road. I think it's like twice. It's like 8-4.
Fair.
It's something like that. But the other thing, you use the points off turnovers. Now this was before Monday night's game.
By the way, we have to be able to win on the road too because we lose game 1.
Right. So you have to be able to
every year.
No, there's no doubt. You have to. This is true. You have to be able to win on the road. You have to be able to win on the road no matter what.
We do go down 0-1 every year.
Every time we go down 0-1.
Everybody starts panicking like, what the hell's going on?
But going into Monday, we lose games. This is before Monday. It's a Monday game. But the Houston game's not factored into this. All of our losses came by 8.3 points per game. And in our losses, all of them, it averages out. We lose points, ball turnovers by 10 points per game in those.
That's it.
Like, they get murdered. Just don't get murdered in points off
John
turnovers.
Moran is the only player allowed to leave his feet and pass. Just jump stop.
Like, bro,
There's two things. I love the offense.
Yeah.
We're doing cone drills and jump stops.
They doing the slow step drill, bro. You see that? Everybody doing the slow steps now.
It looks like less skilled American basketball players trying to play European basketball.
That's choked up.
That's crazy.
That's choked up, bro.
Man.
I would say less skilled. I would say,
bro, they get these kids at 7 years old, and they don't even get to shoot until they're 13.
yeah,
That's true.
It's probably, hey, because
they're just learning footwork.
As an NBA player, you do kind of recalibrate your brain, right? Like, because like you said, the player
This is not how you play NBA basketball.
The ones that looks the most comfortable.
Yep.
Is Santi.
For sure.
And he's the one that's brought up in it.
Yes.
And the rest of them are used to playing high screen and roll.
Yes.
I'm gonna get to what I'm gonna get to. Now it's like, all right, now we had an off season where you got
one-on-one.
One-on-one, I'm gonna get to what I get to. Now you get an off season, it's like, all right, we're not doing that no more. We're finna do this whole, and your brains, I feel like it's overthinking, bro. It's more of just like playing basketball, and it's like, all right, I gotta make sure
I don't mind the system.
Yeah.
I need the system to be devastating when it matters most.
I saw the stat, and you brought up the net rating thing. You see the Grizz are the only team in the NBA with a top 5 offense, top 5 defense.
Yeah, but again, you got to
you got to do it against good teams.
Yeah.
And take away the 50 balls.
I just told you their offense sucks against the Western Conference. Yeah. That's all built on the East. Their offense is the best.
There's a sour smell coming from that stat.
No.
Yeah.
Ever. Historically great against the Eastern Conference. The problem is we are a Western Conference basketball team.
Yes, we are.
Hey, but if you look at a map,
I know.
we belong in the Eastern Conference.
Okay. All right. Enough is enough. We have to petition to get to the East.
No, we really do.
No.
Yeah, go ahead and buy him, LeBron. You're done anyway.
No, right. He on the podcast talking crazy.
What did he say? I couldn't believe he went on the Kelsey's podcast.
Hey.
I have only heard, I'm not kidding, I have heard LeBron James on one podcast ever, and it was about his workouts and nutrition.
Was it Tim Ferriss?
Tim Ferriss.
He did Ferriss's?
Yeah, it's the only one I remember.
And Brady's done Ferriss. They all do his, don't they?
That's the only podcast I can remember was him being on Tim Ferriss's show.
Just to talk about health and nutrition.
Yeah. About health and nutrition and that kind of stuff and preparing his body and whatever else. And I was like, I mean, LeBron's been around for a long, long time. And he's
basically
never
how he stayed scandal free.
It's a pretty big get for the Kelseys.
Don't tell academics that.
Dude, I know.
No, but that's a big get for the Kelseys because he never does anything.
And he was super.
And every player has. I guess he went on with Crowder and Jefferson when they did their
Channing Frye.
Yeah.
When he played for the
road
Cavs.
tripping thing.
Yeah. Channing Frye and.
But he was like.
Oh yeah, who did I say?
He's Crowder.
Well, I was thinking Channing Crowder.
Yeah.
Channing Frye.
Channing Frye.
Yeah, right.
Let's go.
I mean, he looked like he was uncomfortable, bro. Like he dropped.
Oh yeah.
The one clip I saw.
Yeah.
I heard about 4 F-bombs.
I know.
So look.
That's a little too comfortable for me. There's kids watching LeBron.
Don't do that.
Okay.
It's 2020.
There's other language that can be used.
It's 2025, bro.
There's other language.
It's 2025, bro.
Okay. We know he definitely didn't hear those words or read those. He didn't read those words in a book. We know that.
Relax. Don't put that on LeBron.
Still on page 1.
Don't put that on LeBron, bro. Hey, but nah. I think
so. Tonight, the whole point of all of this, I think,
this whole
was
exercise.
we got to start beating good teams, but also get these numbers up against the West.
No,
I need your offense to work against the West because your offensive numbers against the West are ass. They are.
This is true. I got good news for you, though, Vernon.
But your effective field goal percentage cannot be worse than the Jazz. They don't even try.
They got players trying to fight.
I'm not kidding.
Comment section got so mad at Isaiah Collier the other night.
They don't even try.
No, they don't.
And how do they have a better effective field goal percentage?
Jordan Clarkson's just jacking shots. Like
Isaiah Collier don't know what 10-second violation is.
It's an 8-second violation. He clearly didn't know it. Colin Sexton's like, give me the ball. And he's just walking.
Isaiah Collier should be a fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
He should be Lorenzo Neal.
Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards.
He built like a truck.
Huh?
He built like a truck. I got good news for you though about tonight.
Oh, I love good news.
You love good news.
Roser stopped making AI photos because that would be first.
Yeah, Roser.
Oh, dude, I'm
You know what you should do about this?
Just getting started.
About this stat I'm about to give you. You should
Can you make a grok one with John Conchar on a unicorn?
Yeah,
Don't do that. Please.
A John Conchar drawing. I want Conchar on a unicorn, even though he doesn't play anymore.
I need you to make it. After you make that, I need you to make one for this one. So the Grizzlies, they have won 9 straight games in San Antonio. After they had that long stretch where they didn't win a game there, they won 9 straight, and tonight they can make it 10. So Rosa, you know what you should start doing? When we win road games, you should make AI of a grizzly bear taking over whatever city we're in.
Did you make it?
They have no idea what John Conchar looks like. Grok does not know it, JJ. It's just a...
You have broken AI.
It's 4 pictures. It's 4 pictures with different white guys in all of them.
Wow. You have broken AI.
One of them is dressed like Jesus. He looks like a cross between Jesus and Kieran Culkin.
I don't know who that second person is. But you should
Macaulay Culkin's brother. He's in that show Succession.
You should start making AI of like when the Grizzlies, like say the Grizzlies win tonight in San Antonio, make like an AI image of a grizzly bear. Like,
you think I have not already typed in draw a grizzly bear beating up Wemby? You think I didn't do that? You think I didn't do that?
I didn't ask for that.
Roser is
or eating him.
And Roser's going to be calling the G.G. Jackson debut tonight.
The one that people are fighting about online.
What?
Fighting. What if I did play-by-play?
What kind of fighting is going on online? You're in a different world than I am. You got to keep me up to date.
He's in dark Grizz web.
I'm tapped in.
What are they fighting about?
But I ignore it though.
He is in the Grizz
Are these
dark
the same
web.
people that yelled at me for my Kenny Lofton opinion, and he's playing for the Shanghais? Or whoever he's playing for?
The Shanghai. This is crazy. But no, they're saying that Gigi doesn't need to be playing a G League game.
Why? Because he's already bona fide?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're like, no, the argument I've seen online is, why has Gigi had to play a G League game to get ramped up? Nobody else has done that. And I'm like, y'all don't pay attention, huh?
He's 20.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know what else G.G. Jackson really needs to play in an NBA game? Confidence. You know how G.G. works in the...
He also has not played since, what, April? He hasn't played in a basketball game since April.
Oh, people are big mad. Why is G.G. playing in South Haven?
Why would he not be playing in South Haven? Yeah. Like, these are the people that think he should just be injected. We're going to go through this the rest of the year,
We're going to raw dog.
Where he's not playing.
Just throw him out there.
Oh, no, but when he's not when he doesn't get in the rotation immediately, oh, boy. They're going to come for your boy's head, Roser.
Who was his boy?
LaRavia.
Oh.
He's target
Too
one.
late.
Guaranteed.
Well, that's been going on for a couple
Taylor
years
Jenkins
now.
plays LaRavia instead of G.G. Jackson. G.G. Jackson's over there collecting dust, and I got to watch Jake LaRavia play basketball.
Yeah. Foot a couple times. At least he got some cool shoes. But no, like you said, bro. Rosa, I think you said it best, bro. A lot of these people didn't pay attention to anything before this iteration.
No. They didn't. They don't.
No historical perspective.
There's no. There's not. No. A lot of.
Some would call them
but,
Johnny Come Latelys.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, but I think Gigi's like personally like we've been around Gigi. You got to have him up here to have him all right.
Absolutely.
Give him some confidence.
Absolutely.
What do you get your confidence? Where do you get your confidence? Where do you get your legs? What do you get that
absolutely
conditioning? That's what you have a G League team for, bro.
You want him ready. Look, by the time he gets back in a Grizzlies uniform, I need him ready to contribute.
Exactly.
Because guess what? You know who wasn't ready to contribute?
My boy Vince Williams.
Thank you.
My boy Vince. They threw Vince.
Bro, you just saw this play out earlier this year.
They put Vince out there.
You didn't ramp up Vince.
Vince was out of sorts like a
Vince looked terrible and got hurt.
Yeah, he was out of sorts.
Yep.
After he'd been out forever.
Yeah. They just
Bro,
threw
the
him out
ramp up is, that is one that makes all the sense in the world to me. Like, we literally went through this with a player exactly like Gigi, which is one that came on the scene, really impressed us, got a contract, put up good numbers while losing every single night.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to be able to contribute to winning and want to be able to, bro, Vince Williams and Gigi Jackson were two of the leading shot takers on regular occasion for the Grizzlies when they were doing what they were doing. You're at best fourth. At best.
With this new group, yeah.
At best, if you're playing with the best players.
Mm-hmm.
So can you be good that? Can you star in your role, as they say? Can you star in your role? Because it's a lot. If you're getting to do the shots and you get the – because, look, you see this happen all the time. How many times have we talked about opportunity and fit is everything, and are you able to contribute when your opportunity and fit changes? Like, look at the struggle that is going on. I'll give you a perfect example. Guy that has absolutely torched us this year, Dennis Schroeder. He is dying in Golden State.
Oh, yeah. I looked at his numbers the other day. It was bad. It was bad. It's bad.
He was not good, great in Brooklyn.
Yes, he was.
Because he had the ball, he had the rock in his hand all the time. Kind of set the tone. Now in Golden State, you're like, bro, just run to the corner.
Right.
Figure it out.
It's different when he has to play in structure.
Right.
When Brooklyn just lets him freelance, he just gets the ball and he kind of.
All I'm saying is he was really good doing that.
Yeah, he was really good.
And that's the trick with Gigi and Vince. It's like, bro, now you got to be a part of this, where you're at best fourth option.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe off the bench you can be second or third option.
Exactly.
Right. If you're coming off the bench, but we literally saw this with Vince earlier this year.
Bro,
They brought him back from injury.
He looked exhausted, too.
He looked terrible, like a shell of himself, and got hurt and was out for a long time again. That is the last thing on earth you want with a guy that came back from a broken foot.
Yeah.
You got to ramp him up.
Now, I asked, I don't know if he will play tomorrow night either. I would doubt he plays.
Chance.
No, I also
I bet
asked
my life he
tonight,
won't play
I
tomorrow.
also asked if he has a minutes restriction and was told don't know. But I cannot imagine Gigi's going to play 30 minutes tonight.
No.
I would imagine it's 20 minutes.
I think
That's
that
probably
you
right.
really
ramp him
want
up.
to get him conditioned because like you said, we saw Vince, bro, and Vince was like halfway through like not even a TV timeout. He's like
Dead. Dead.
So you don't want that, bro.
And then he got hurt.
And then he got hurt. See, like live reps, bro. Live reps matter. That's why I was like, bro, this Gigi
That's
thing.
a good hashtag.
What? Live reps?
Live reps matter.
Live
Start that one. Y'all want to yap about everything else. Live rep. When Gigi drop a 40 ball tonight, live reps matter.
Hashtag live reps matter.
Rosa, there you go. That's for you.
No,
tonight.
he'll probably
Don't
get
do
in
it.
trouble.
Yeah, don't do that.
Somebody will out there will get offended.
Somebody will
Don't
get
do that,
offended.
Rosa. Don't
You're not allowed to say other stuff matters.
Don't live reps matter on the broadcast, please.
Even though, and if you do, just say
It was
Devin Walker. Credit Devin
Yeah,
Walker.
just say it, point it to me.
Yeah. No. I will absolutely credit and tag him on it. That way I can't get in trouble.
AKA the Shield.
Yeah.
We don't need that, bro. We need the sugar.
God.
But no, G, like that's it. Like that kills the argument, bro. Like it's like, yo, Gigi he needs live reps and get him his live reps tonight. I really want to see him kind of because he got to figure out this offense too. Like you got to see him in the flow in the hustle play the same offense.
Yep.
So get him in the flow of that. Get him some confidence. I wish I could I wish I could come to the game tonight.
Real quick, couple things. Story comes out that NBA has rescheduled 9 games as a result of wildfires and also an ice storm. Obviously, we've had the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles. There is a winter storm in Atlanta.
Yeah, because they postponed a couple of Hawks games. Yeah.
In Atlanta.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
And so you've got a bunch of Lakers games, Clippers games, and Hawks. Oh, wait, no, it looks like there's some Wizards games that are included as they're on a West Coast deal, and so a bunch of shuffling on the fly. There were 4 NBA games that were postponed last week, 3 because of the wildfires and 1 by the winter storm in Atlanta. So that caused 9 games to be rescheduled. Obviously, the Grizzlies are not included in any of those, but this came out this morning, 9 rescheduled games.
Dang.
That's hard to do on the fly, too, with all these arenas and figuring out when they're
Especially
available.
Especially when you packed in all those games on the front side to get in the in-season tournament and everything.
Yep.
Well, it's really tough for the crypto.
for sure.
It's easier now that the Clippers don't play there, too.
Right.
Like, that does make it easier, yeah. But because the L.A. Kings still play there.
But they still have a lot of events.
They do.
I mean,
They
that
don't
is
let
not an empty arena all that often.
They get every concert.
A couple things I did want to mention before we get to the break. I watched the TGL, the Tiger Woods Tomorrow Golf League, last night just because I had it on, and I wanted to see it after I had watched it last week. I will say I was mildly entertained again. I was glad. Look, Tiger Woods, if you tell me he's playing golf, I'll watch. It's hard. And this is different. This is the age gap, too. Like, I've thought about this before, and I do think, like, you would love it, Devin, except in 2000, where he's the greatest athlete in the world, and he won 3 out of the 4 majors and the Tiger Slam and all that stuff, you were what? 2?
Yeah, I was super young.
Well, no, you were a couple of years old, right? Well, how old were you in 2000? What year were you born?
94.
6.
So I was 6.
Yeah. 6.
I was aware of it, though, because Pops had it on.
Yeah. I mean, you're 6 years old when that is going on, whereas, like, I'm in college, and that's, like, the biggest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like I don't know. It's like it's almost nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
Like, anytime I get to see him come out and playing, and I don't know how he put together this golf league and gave himself the worst team by far. It's crazy. He's playing with Kevin Kisner, who doesn't even play golf anymore.
Right.
And Max Homa, who's really good, but you can't do it by himself. I mean, Tiger Woods doesn't play full-time golf.
Right.
And Kevin Kisner doesn't play full-time golf.
When I saw that last night, I was like, Kevin Kisner.
They played against Justin Rose, Colin Morikawa, and Tagala, and they mowed them.
Yeah.
Because you got 3 guys, one guy that plays golf regularly still.
Yeah.
Right? But I will say, I kept it on, and I watched it. On the other TV, I had on Mississippi State Auburn. I talked about it with Gary earlier. I saw Mississippi State, obviously we did when they played against Memphis earlier this year. We saw Auburn when they played against Memphis, and that you couldn't walk away. In the Auburn game, we walked away going, oh, my God, that Janai Broome is like unlike what you see in college. This guy is dominant, right? And then we saw Mississippi State. We were like, bro, they got athletes on length, and it's like, and then I watched them last night, and that's Auburn without Janai Broome, and I texted you guys. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. They are mowing this team down with no Broome. Yeah. They don't even have the best player in the country, and they are killing them. And I didn't walk away thinking, like, oh, maybe Mississippi State's not as good as I thought they were. I walked away going, Jesus,
Auburn is on some Villanova.
They are awesome.
They're on some Villanova stuff, bro.
Yeah.
They just
to not have him,
just running through everybody.
How are you still that without the best player in the country? Yeah. Crazy.
And the thing is, like, bro, they play Georgia and they play Tennessee, so there ain't no runners.
Dude, the SEC is a
well, and you had some really good things if your Memphis happened last night.
Oh yeah,
because the Ole Miss win,
a
double-digit win on the road at Alabama is unbelievable.
Missouri won last night too, didn't
and
it?
Missouri won by 1
at Florida
against Florida, 83-82.
I'll take that.
So Missouri became a quad 1 win.
Yeah.
Good. It was a good night.
I love quad 1.
It was a good night. And honestly, look, you lost to Auburn and Mississippi State both, so that one didn't matter.
It didn't matter, yeah. So cancel that one out.
I love a quad 1 win.
Yeah, look.
Johnny Quadrant.
What do you think about this? I know we talked about the game already. The Wemby thing. The dude that cashed in on the Wemby jersey.
Okay, so for those that don't know, and Rosa and I know, and there's a Netflix show now that features him, Ken Golden, who is Golden Auctions. They auction off. They solicit the memorabilia, the card, the artifact, whatever it may be, and then they have a huge auction. And they've obviously got all kinds of million and billionaire buyers that are involved in this. And so on Golden Auction, it popped up the jersey that Wembanyama gave that little kid in the jersey swap picture that was all over the internet. There was a jersey swap picture between the kid and Victor Wembanyama, and
it's going for $10K right now.
And it's already up on Golden Auction. So I mean, look, let me say this. I saw all the incredible blowback to this, and on the surface, I would agree, right? Whether people called it bogus or that hurtful, and obviously Wembanyama put the thing up crying, the crying emoji next to it, right? And this is not common in today's society, but I would say I want to hear the story.
Or why he did it?
I want to know. Yeah. To me, my opinion would be based upon what are the did you just do it for the money?
Are you doing it for a money grab? Was this the plan the whole time? I'm going to have a little.
Like,
I'm going to have my son
make the
do
sign
this
to say, hey,
because all these people are going to feel horrible if a guy says, hey, my wife is going through
so and
so, and we've been getting absolutely
medical bills
by medical bills, and this is the most valuable thing that I have. This is my only way to be able to make $10,000, $20,000.
Right.
I can't do that.
I do wonder what that'll go for.
I want to see the story, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you sitting courtside, dog.
No, if it look, I think most of us know it's probably. I mean, and I would also say the kid probably doesn't want to get rid of the jersey.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the kid's jersey.
Like, damn,
no,
bro.
it sucks. It sucks.
It's the kid's jersey. It's not the
it's
dad's
not Pop's
jersey. It's the kid's
jersey.
And it was a swap.
Yeah.
Exactly. If Pops was standing there with that same sign, Victor Wemby would not have done that.
No.
That's the part that makes me so mad about these people. Like, it's like
you do have to wait to hear the story.
I would just say, look, on the surface, I would think, man, that's crap, and it ruins it for all other fans.
That's another one too.
No, that's where I understand.
That's another one too.
I understand the vitriol mad. I would say the only thing that to me could back me off of feeling that way, because I just don't want. Again, there are situations like that, right, where it's like, bro, I am under, and this is my means to be able to make that kind of money.
I think that's rare, because on the other side, there's enough people that do the kid thing where it's like, hey, we're going to make this sign for my kid.
You're down in the lower bowl, so I mean, like, what are
that's what I'm saying. You're courtside. So, like, are you really, how hurting are you? You know what I'm saying? But it's like a lot of people do. Like, I see it at Auburn all the time, where an adult be sitting right by their kid, knowing damn well who made the sign, trying to get a swap because they know they're finna flip it. Then they get mad when a dude walks by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like... Or they get mad if the player.
No, I think everybody
it.
gets mad because it's like, bro, that will be the last time Victor Wembanyama swaps it with the kid.
1,000%.
Yeah,
you don't want to.
Because he'll be like, "What's the intention?"
You also, and you don't want to ask people's intentions. You don't want to sit there and go, "Hey, don't sell this."
Yeah, so you just don't do it.
Right.
You just don't.
And look, and that becomes such a big deal. And Wembanyama, retweeting it and putting it out there, whatever. Every other athlete's going to see that. And that's where I understand fans getting furious. So if there is a noble reason as to why that jersey is being sold, and I know there are a lot of people, and there's probably people listening to us right now that are like, it's his jersey, he can do whatever he wants with it, right? I'm just saying, like, he's not giving you that jersey if he thinks that's going on Golden Auction.
100%.
That's the point.
1,000%.
The point is the player, you're not, and so the next kid that isn't going to put his on Golden Auction probably doesn't even have the opportunity to get a jersey because a player's going to be like, what?
I saw what happened with Wemby.
It makes me feel icky. Yeah.
And I know enough players that they think that same way too. Like they notice, they like.
Are you doing this because you're my fan, or are you doing this because you want to flip 20 grand?
You want to flip it immediately. Because I'll actually went on the website to see how many of our guys stuff was on there, and there's only 2
Golden Auctions.
Yeah, I went on there to see how many like Ja and Jaren stuff is on there. There's 2 game worn Ja jerseys on here.
Yeah, but he's got to deal with Panini.
Also, these are game worn jerseys. Like jerseys, like his.
Yeah, he has a deal with Panini.
But they wouldn't be. But Panini wouldn't auction those off. Like those are game worn. Those are game worns given to other people. Like his Panini stuff, you could buy it on Panini's website. Like he's got autographs and stuff, like autographed basketballs, jerseys. You can buy on Panini's website.
Let's take a quick break. Jessica Benson is going to join us on the other side. Chris Vernon Show.
Somebody who really has done what they were supposed to do, or maybe wasn't expected to do, is Jalen Wells, the Western Conference Rookie of the Month.
What you're seeing right now is him showing that, hey, no matter where I was going to go in the draft, I was going to be ready.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizz Beat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
It's your turn to drive into luxury at Southland Casino Hotel. Join us on Saturdays to win your share of up to $1 million in free play and prizes. And don't miss the chance to take home luxury itself during the grand finale drawings. Drive off in a 2025 Land Rover on February 1st or a 2025 Range Rover on March 1st. 2 vehicles, 2 finales, 1 million ways to enjoy luxury only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
On January 20th, join the Memphis Grizzlies as we honor the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This year, we honor those who have carried out his vision with the 20th Annual National Civil Rights Museum Sports Legacy Award. The 23rd Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves is brought to you by Ford and your Mid-South Ford dealers.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Sharon, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner? Take 3! Take 3!
Bane for 3. Bingo! Desmond Bane
Heating it up.
blocked by Sharon.
Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's
All right,
just
we're
you
back.
and
Chris
I.
Vernon Show. Jessica Benson, host of the Jessica Benson Show, which you can watch and listen to every morning at 8 o'clock on Grind City Media, YouTube, X, anywhere you can get your podcast. She's going to get us ready for the upcoming college football and NFL weekends. Our football weekend that we have ahead. What do we got this time, Benson?
Oh, what a good time. But
It
now
is.
it's dwindling down, and that makes
I
me
know.
sad.
It is a little sad. And honestly, both the NFL playoffs and the college football playoffs as a whole have been a complete
Completely
dud.
agree. We have not
A
had
dud.
continuous. Like, I haven't watched 3 games in a row and said, "Wow,
That was awesome."
How blessed are we to have this many
That's
games
right.
back to back?" In all actuality, by the time we got to Sunday, I was experiencing a little football fatigue. Like which I hated because
The last
it's
game
all
was
supposed to
and
lead to
the
this.
shame of it was the last one was the
best
good
game.
one.
Exactly. And I fell asleep with like 5 minutes left in the game.
You missed the doink.
And I was so mad about it. But I watched it the next morning. I have to get up early. But I am hopeful that maybe this weekend is better.
Maybe.
I think one of them absolutely will, but we'll get to that eventually. Roser's having me go in chronological order, so we will start with the first game of the
You don't have
weekend.
to listen to him, by the way.
I know, but it was a sensible take.
No.
Why not?
I'm sorry, this is John Roser of the Memphis Grizzlies radio network.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You want to know what's so funny about
Johnny
that, Roser?
AI.
Anytime somebody goes and gets my resume off, that's the one that they choose to identify me as too.
The
Like,
Grizzlies
Jessica
Radio
Benson, the
Network.
Memphis
I think it
Grizzlies
just
Radio Network.
sounds.
It gives you credibility.
I
Yeah.
think it sounds important, so I'm happy to
Sounds
share
credible.
space on
That's
the
a
Memphis
real-
Grizzlies
I listen.
Radio
Yeah.
Network.
Really, I just talk about games afterwards and listen to 8-year-olds call in.
Every time I dial up the Odyssey app to listen to you and Bennett on the post-game show, it's always a child asking a question.
Kids love us. They love to call the post-game show.
Yeah, they just want to be involved. They just want to be a part of it. All right, first up this weekend, we get Texans Chiefs at 3:30 on ESPN ABC. The Chiefs, an 8.5-point favorite. This one feels very simple to me. Until the Kansas City Chiefs lose in the playoffs, I am going to safely assume that the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to lose in the playoffs, and that is how I feel about this upcoming game against the Texans. But I do think how you feel about this game and the Texans' chance at being an upset-worthy watch this weekend is how you view last weekend's game against the Chargers. Like, do you view that as the Texans coming together, putting it all together at the right time, or was that the Chargers chargering in the most epic of fashions? The Texans' defense has been legit all year. Now, how the Texans' offense was able to move in the second half of that game, I thought was impressive. Their offensive line has been so sketch all season long, but they did a better job protecting C.J. Stroud. If the defense can keep it low enough where C.J. Stroud just has to do enough, I think, sure, but I feel like...
Could see it being low scoring.
Well...
You know what I mean? Between these two teams. And obviously, you do have the whole Kansas City not playing for 20-something days.
But there's an unfortunate thing for the Texans.
Let me hear it.
It's very unfortunate.
Okay.
So much so that one might say this game is over before it begins.
Uh-oh.
Clay Martin is officiating in this game. And do you know the Chiefs' records when Clay Martin is officiating their games?
I don't even know
A
who
perfect
Clay,
6-0.
Clay Martin is.
A perfect 6-0. Patrick Mahomes has never lost a game.
The only one
that
I
he
know
has
is
officiated.
Hockley.
Well, the streets are saying...
what's a guy's name that always comes up because he screwed up the Saints game?
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
I can't remember. If
Well,
you
this
told
is-
me
this
that he
is
was
just
the guy
Kansas
that
City
Bill
Clay.
Vinovich. Is that right? I don't know.
Maybe Bill
Kansas City
Vinovich.
Clay is going to make sure that the Chiefs roll around.
I think it's fair to say this is the game that no one will pick one of the teams. I think every other game, there will be people that select one side or the other. No one will pick the Texans.
I would be wary of the Chiefs covering 8.5, though.
No, maybe that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm
I think
saying,
that's an okay play.
no one is going to pick the Texans to win that game.
No.
Well, going into the game against wasn't it Rex Ryan who had to come back and apologize to the Texans
that's right.
because
calling them the bye week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Chargers essentially have a bye week, and then the Texans come out and win. To be fair, that game started, and I think the first words out of my husband Chris's mouth were, these fraudulent Texans. I can't believe we have to watch them again this season.
Wow.
And then they proceed to beat my poor Justin Herbert, but it's fine. I'm moving on. Yeah, he's not mine anymore. Take me off the boat. I'm not sinking down with Justin Herbert and his arm. I don't want it anymore if he can't beat an AFC South opponent that he's supposed to beat.
Roser, listen to this. When you were saying the 8.5, they got a 30-24 win. This is Kansas City. 30-24 over Tampa, 16-14 over Denver, 30-27 over Carolina, 19-17 over Vegas, 19-17 over the Chargers, 21-7 over Cleveland, 27-19 over the Texans. So they actually played that game in week 16, and it was 8.
It was 8. So, yeah.
And then they beat Pittsburgh, and then obviously got thrashed sitting everybody in the last game against Denver. But, I mean, there haven't been very many double-digit wins this year for Kansas City even.
No, and the bulk of the season spent, are the Chiefs done? And then they
Worst
still
15-2 team ever?
Ever? God. I can't take it anymore. And granted, their second loss was no one playing against the Denver Broncos, who won 38-0.
Well, and their other loss was the Bills.
Right, exactly.
At the Bills.
Yes. So I will turn on the Chiefs, and I don't want them. I don't want them to win a third straight Super Bowl. I can't take this. I cannot take all of the Taylor Swift fans in my life who don't even care about football, who suddenly are these giant Chiefs fans.
Yep, they're Chiefs fans.
And I'm like, do you know what you're rooting for? You're on the wrong side of history.
Nobody
wants the Chiefs to win 3 in a row except for legit Chiefs fans.
I'm annoyed by the Kelseys, too. I am. They annoy me. I don't know why, but they annoy me.
Oh, my God. I'm with you.
Probably
Jason
because
Kelsey popped up on an episode of Abbott Elementary that I was watching
Why is he
last
so
night,
famous now?
And I was like, I don't want here.
He's a
Travis's
guy's guy.
brother.
Travis's brother, yeah, that too. And he's a guy's guy, bro.
He's also got a good personality.
Yeah, you look like you
And he
can
has a
roll
cool
one
wife.
or pop a
Kylie
beer
Kelsey
with.
and
Type
her podcast
vibe.
popped off real fast.
Yeah,
They're
everybody-
fine people. I have no actual beef with any of
Sounds
these
like you
people.
do.
I don't have a problem with them.
Y'all sound like haters.
Yeah, you
Y'all
sound
too.
like
It's
haters.
just exhausting.
No, I am. That's
Oh, you're a hater.
admitted so.
Everybody wants somebody they can just crack a beer with, Roser.
Yeah, that's right.
You should try to be that guy. For
Look,
once.
there are like 6 billion. I don't drink beer. There are 6 billion people in the world. You can find someone else that's not a Kelsey to drink a beer with. There's plenty of them.
Next game.
Okay, next game.
I told you not to let him talk.
he pulled up AI for 30 minutes earlier.
I saw the unicorns.
Horrible.
It's great.
Now
I
you
was really
got
confused when I
Now you
first
got
saw
people
it.
sitting to
Everybody's
us.
confused.
Well, I want an AI unicorn edit.
No, you don't.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just
you don't.
kidding. Speaking of unicorns,
He's gonna he'll have you looking like something you don't want to look
Yeah,
like.
that's true.
Same way he's got Jaron looking like that fruity booty sitting on that unicorn. Terrible.
all
got
right,
his leg kicked
Commanders
up.
Lions is the next game, and as you say, there will be somebody who takes the other team in all of these future games, and the Lions are a 9.5-point favorite. But what a testament to Jaden Daniels that I am sitting here like, maybe they could do it. Maybe they could do it. It's also just how they have managed to win games, to go from being 4-13 last year, and then you have 7 wins in the last 30 seconds of games this season, ending the regular season with 5 straight games, and 3 of those wins occurring on the last play from scrimmage, and another one being the defense stopping a 2-point conversion. You had the Hail Mary against Chicago. You had the game-winning field goal against the Giants. Like, it's just remarkable that Jaden Daniels has continuously put them in positions where they can win these close games, often with the ball in his hand, getting them the win. And I love this Commanders team. I love Terry McLaurin having a renaissance of being again, the fantasy football spaces, it was always, what a waste of Terry McLaurin. And no waste this year, and he has a monster game last week. I love Bobby Wagner leading the defensive side of things. It's very fun.
Do you like him getting trucked by Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, that was filthy.
That wasn't exactly the Legion of Boom, Bobby Wagner.
No, it would not.
No.
I could. How old is he?
1,000.
Bobby
Okay,
Wagner.
perfect. I
They
thought
said-
it was,
did
I thought
you
he was
see that they were saying he's
999,
almost
but
done
1,000
with
would make
school?
sense.
He's 34, JB.
I would have thought he had to at least be 38 years old.
All right.
The way sports do to our
Jessica,
brain with ages.
I'm gonna. This is where we're gonna. Most of the time, we're pretty in line in the way
Well,
we
I'm not
think
saying
about a
they're
lot of
going
these
to win.
games.
I want to be clear.
They are going to get killed.
Right.
I think they're
Most
going to get
likely.
killed.
Yeah. You think they're going to get ran
Yes.
off?
Yeah. Killed.
Yes.
Is that
Bro,
the cowboy?
I watched
Is that a cowboy in you?
No, bro. I watched them play the Cowboys twice.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
With Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Bro, if you can't beat the Cowboys with Cooper Rush. I also watched the Lions play the Cowboys, that you may remember, and
How'd
they
that go?
set the record for the most points ever in that stadium.
did
They
happen.
could have scored 100.
That did happen, too.
So maybe I'm just because I'm viewing it through the
Personal
prism of Cowboys fandom. One of these teams I gained the ultimate respect for, and the other. And by the way, we still had Dak Prescott during that game.
I think
We had Dak Prescott for the Detroit game and got beat by 1,000.
I took the bet off for y'all for sure.
I think we're disrespecting the Lions in the totality of conversation around this game. And
Best 15-2 team ever.
it's one of those things where you have to say, like, of course, Jaden Daniels has been awesome, period. And the Commanders are a great story. And Dan Quinn has done a tremendous job coaching them. But for this Lions team to be the #1 scoring offense this season, getting so much health back defensively, especially their linebacker, Alex Anzalone, he's massive. When you watched that Lions-Vikings game, he had an immediate impact in that game. The way Amik Robertson did such a good job on Justin Jefferson, like, Terry McLaurin might not catch a pass this weekend. He could. Please don't come for me and murder me. But this Lions team is so good. And they get David Montgomery back.
Yeah.
So you already have a Lions team that was the 6th ranked rushing team this season, a Commanders team that is the 30th ranked rushing defense. They might do it just by running alone.
Yeah, like-
and the Lions have just been so successful. When they get the ball going early on the ground, that opens up their passing offense. They're the #1 play action team in the NFL. I don't think we're giving the Lions enough
Their home
credit.
field's going to be awesome.
Crazy
the
environment.
fans going to be on one.
You had the other
They're gonna
week
be on one.
in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
There were fans chanting Jaden Daniels
That's right.
an MVP for
That's
Jaden
right.
Daniels. You're not going to be able to hear SHIT of any support for the Commanders at Ford
One
Field.
ding would be that we all had incredible respect for the NFC North, and they fell on
That's
their face.
true.
Right? Part of it
That
was
is
we were
true.
very impressed with the way they were able to win that conference.
Yeah.
And Minnesota was there, and Green Bay was there. Minnesota and Green Bay both just, I mean, they weren't good in either of their performances.
Oh, poor Sam Darnold.
Told you, bro. Pumpkin man.
One fun thing to monitor in this game is that Amon-Ra St. Brown hates Diami Brown, the receiver for the Commanders, like hates. So Amon-Ra St. Brown notoriously had to wait until the 3rd day of the draft to hear his name. He has kept track of all 16 wide receivers who were taken
And that was
before
one
him,
of them?
but he specifically has called him out.
Wow.
Multiple times. And there was a game a couple years ago where, like, he's straight psycho killer mentality when it comes to this stuff. And he specifically called out, he's like, I don't think I saw him on the field much this game. After a game where he had 0. And
They used him a
Diami
lot last
he got
week.
used a lot. He had 3 catches for like 60 yards and a touchdown. So I do look forward to seeing the beef between the Browns. No relation.
Interesting.
Between the Browns.
Yes.
No pun intended.
All right. Next up, speaking of poor Sam Darnold.
What?
Thank you.
I heard
Devin.
that. I thought it was funny.
I appreciate it.
If Rosie, you would have said that, I'd been kind of wow.
Devin's just waiting to get to the Ravens
Yeah, the
Bills
good-
game.
the-
But we
the
have
best
one
part
more
about it.
after that. Rams Eagles, which is the first. So the first 2 games are on Saturday. Rams Eagles is the earlier game on Sunday, 2:00 on NBC. Eagles 6.5-point favorites. You might remember that Week 12, Saquon Barkley set the Eagles' franchise rushing record for rushing yards in a single game with 255 against the Rams. Can he do that again? I don't know. The Rams defense has
No
really taken
chance.
a turn up.
You
And
ain't
if
gonna
you go
do
back
that.
and think,
You ain't gonna do that again. But
well, especially given that when you look back at how he got 255 yards, one was a 70-yard touchdown to open up the third quarter, and the other was a 72-yard touchdown in the fourth. So 142 of his 255 yards came on 2 plays. Kellen Moore has been very complimentary of the improved Rams defense, said that they're playing as well as any defense in the league right now, and obviously we just saw what they did to Sam Darnold. They sacked him 9 times. They had 43 pressures in that game. They've only allowed 10 points or less in 4 of their last 5 games.
Well, I've seen it. I've seen Kellen Moore draw it up against the Rams defense. That looked great.
So you're saying you have great faith.
C.J. Anderson, they got his ass off the couch and beat us.
We'll see if the Rams are, if they've just, from these last couple of weeks, teams do this from time to time, where like the last 3-4 weeks of the regular season, like
get hot.
Just
something just starts to click.
There's no question the Rams look more impressive than the Eagles did last week.
The Rams defense, they were young. They were beat up at the beginning of the season. Like they had so many injuries the first like 6-7 weeks of the year. They're starting to get healthy. They played games, and those like Verse, the other guy they got from Florida State too, they're all starting to get better and
Whereas
better.
in the Eagles game, you were like, it felt like, bro, are you going to do anything, Packers?
Yeah.
Seriously.
It was just
like you just gave up 30 yards passing in a whole half, and you're losing. How? How are you losing?
Yeah.
And it's not like Saquon was going off.
No.
Bananas.
It's like just don't let Saquon rush for 250 yards. Maybe
they force the Eagles to. Can Jalen Hurts step up if the Eagles are forced to pass?
Right.
Will A.J. Brown be reading his book on the sidelines again, or will A.J. Brown go off? I also have no issue with A.J. Brown reading his book on the sidelines.
Jessica, don't be that person.
I don't. No, I don't care. I think
Of course you wouldn't. Nobody would.
I care because of it in the context of he knew what he was doing. It's not the issue of reading the book on the sideline. It's A.J. Brown knowing all the drama in circulating him, and I think I just made up that word.
Well, I think it's this way. A.J. Brown has to make it about himself.
But is he going
to make it about himself by blowing up on the sidelines, or is he going to make it about himself by pulling out and reading a book on the sidelines? Either way, he made it about himself.
What you got to do to put a book on the sideline?
People just like A.J. Brown.
And underlined.
People like A.J. Brown.
If he was on my team, I'd love him too.
If it was an unlikable player, you'd kill it.
Go ahead and say if it was a Cowboy. Go ahead.
If it was CD Lamb, he would get. I mean, it would be horrible.
I'll give you one back in the day. If Terrell Owens would have done that,
that's all they'd be talking about today. They wouldn't even be talking about football games.
If Terrell
they'd be
Owens,
talking about CD Lamb reading a book.
If Terrell Owens would have done that back in the day,
if Deion Sanders becomes the coach in Dallas.
Well, who else is unlikable? Like think about some of these other diva guys in the past. Antonio Brown. If Antonio Brown would have pulled out a book,
Antonio Brown
he did take his jersey off and run on the sideline. That was
and people went nuts.
That was hilarious.
He just quit.
That was the beginning of an unravel.
Who is an unlikable guy that's like one of these like diva receivers?
George Pickens.
Pickens is perfect.
Oh
my
God,
God,
unlikable.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I don't think he's unlikable. I think he's.
But
just,
he
makes those kind of moves.
Give me an actual unlikable dude like that. You think you're like, screw that guy.
We don't have a good enough unlikable receiver right now.
They're all likable, huh? Okay, I got one. I got one. Just because he got like 18 baby mamas.
Oh, Tyreek.
If Tyreek would have did this, then I would have been like, yeah, you got to chill, bro.
I was going to go defensive backs. Like Jalen Ramsey.
Because it was going to be like, they can't get me the ball anyway.
Like Jalen Ramsey.
They can't get me the ball anyway.
Tua can't see anyway. Might as well read a book.
Yeah. People will go bonkers over that.
Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
Diggs is a good one.
Stephon Diggs.
He'll smash a baby mama. He'll crack a baby mama.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's a habitual humper.
That's what they say.
A habitual humper.
That's what they say.
I got a homie,
Habitual?
Oh, he is habitual.
That's what they say.
He's flown. I'm going to leave it right there.
Allegedly.
Nah, he a habitual humper.
I mean, there's an old video from when he was on the Bills where, like social media does that, like, the fun thing.
Sister?
And they're like, what player on the team? Would you not date your sister?
Yes.
And like
They
they're
all
unanimous.
All of them said Stephon Diggs.
That's when you know there's a problem.
Yeah.
From the women perspective, that's called a red flag.
Yeah, right.
It's called a red flag.
When everyone on the team's like, dude,
don't bring your sister around Stephon Diggs.
I like him, but no.
Speaking of his former team, The best game of the weekend, the one we were all waiting for. Ravens-Bills, 5:30, CBS, Sunday night. Ravens a 1-point favorite. It is supposed to be 8 degrees in Buffalo. It is going to be frigid temperatures. Some have said, ooh, does that give the Bills an advantage? And all I can think of is, how miserable would it be to try to tackle Derrick Henry in 8 degrees? I mean, it's miserable trying to tackle Derrick Henry, period. But in 8 degrees, it seems even worse. I think this game is, outside of whatever we get in the Super Bowl, like, this is the game of the postseason. If it disappoints me, I will be devastated, because here you have two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, two MVP candidates this season, and two players who have had to live under the "we can't beat Patrick Mahomes" shadow, and they have to get past one another in order to potentially have the chance at getting past the Kansas City Chiefs.
When they played earlier this year, the Baltimore Ravens ran for 271 yards.
Yep, Bills can't stop the run, Vernon.
199 from Henry,
Yep.
54 from Jackson, 18 from Justice Hill. And Henry and Lamar both averaged over 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, they have
8 yards a carry.
That's why why the line flipped
by the math.
Yes.
to the Ravens.
Now, the Bills have gotten a good number of defensive players back. They
Right.
also, Amari Cooper wasn't on the team.
That's
so
true.
It is a different Bills team than that first matchup. But I just look at this, and what continues to stand out, I'm a Bills fan. I want this for Josh Allen, but I think this Ravens team, if there is going to be anyone,
What's wrong with you?
put a pause.
My bad. Okay, you pause.
The Ravens are my pick to win the Super Bowl. I think
Okay.
the Ravens are the best built team to have a chance at actually getting past the Kansas City Chiefs, getting to the Super Bowl, and ultimately winning. And so much of it has to do with the fact that
Even
they
though
have
the
not
Bills
won.
beat them already this year, the Bills beat the Chiefs. They played.
know.
You may have seen it.
I did.
Yeah, the
They
Bills
played. I
beat the
witnessed
Chiefs
it.
in the
beat
regular
them.
season.
I
They
did
beat
see
them
it
in the
with my
regular
own
season.
eyes.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Feels like something that would be difficult to happen twice. I don't know. That's just me. The fact that the Ravens have not won
Ravens
but
played
two
'em, they
generational
lost.
players at two different positions is wild. Like, having Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on the same team feels like, how did somebody let this happen?
One of
But
those
it's
players
incredible.
has come up huge in playoff games.
Whoa, let's not do that.
Derrick Henry.
Let's not do
And
that.
Lamar Jackson last week.
Lamar Jackson last week, Verno. And also,
Against the
we are
Sounds
dealing
Come
with
on.
something that we all
He played
love.
against freaking Russell Wilson.
That's right.
don't
This
give-
is the
hey,
mo- this
he
is
doesn't
the
play
moment,
defense,
though.
buddy.
This is it.
This
He
is the
doesn't
moment.
play.
This is it.
This is it.
All the marbles.
All the marbles on the line.
All of them.
This is for the
I can't
Disney
believe
movie.
he moved one ahead of Dak Prescott in playoff
That's
wins.
crazy. See,
Did you guys talk about the fact that Anthony Miller had a catch in that game?
Yes.
Wild.
Unbelievable.
When he popped up, I was like,
Last time I saw Anthony Miller was on
Where
that
were you?
YouTube video of that guy that came into town and did the
the
one-on-ones.
1v1s.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Destroying was doing
Yeah.
one-on-ones
Yeah.
for some money.
Anthony Miller won that.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he lost. No, he lost to this white dude.
Oh, that's right.
This white dude was cooking.
For the culture.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah. He was cooking, bro. But no.
Little Lad McConkey.
Lad McConkey was going crazy. But
Little
hey,
Lad.
look, this is for the DVD because, as you know, the story is always already written, Verno. Do you know why the story is already written?
Why?
Because you know who passed away about a year ago?
Who?
Jacoby, what's his last name?
Myers.
No.
Myers.
No,
Jacoby
no.
Myers.
Jacoby
No.
Jones.
Did
Jacoby
you just
Jones.
kill
Jacoby
Jacoby
They'll kill Jacoby
Who's
Myers.
Jacoby
Jacoby
Myers?
Jones.
Plays for the Raiders.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, bro?
Oh, he's still. Oh yeah, Jacoby
Jacoby.
Jones. Well, it's a Jacoby. Yeah.
Jacoby Jones passed away about a year
Bad.
ago. And he played for the Ravens. And you know what Super Bowl he played in? You know what stadium he played the Super Bowl in?
New Orleans is against
New
the 49ers.
Orleans. You know what the Super Bowl
I
is
know.
this year?
It's in New Orleans.
It's fate, Verno. It's fate. The story's already
What do you mean
win.
it's fate?
Win it for
DeMar
Jacoby.
Hamlin died a year ago, too.
I don't give a damn.
you want to know what's
Do it for Jacoby Jones. Do it for Jacoby, man.
DeMar Hamlin died a year ago, and he's back playing.
I dare him to tackle Derrick Henry, by the way.
My favorite thing is
I
you
dare
saying,
you.
Jacoby, what's his name? You know
Yeah.
who died last year? Jacoby.
And then,
what's his name?
I had to pause, I had to pause.
Roser killed another Jacoby.
Yeah.
It's
Killed
okay, I
Jacoby
killed
Myers.
the author of that book.
Oh, yeah,
that
James
is-
Miller.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
his name?
Hey,
Jim Murphy.
Jim Murphy.
I corrected
Originally,
it.
there's two.
I corrected it.
Thank you.
They're going to win this for Jacoby Jones because, like I said, the book's already written.
They don't know who the hell Jacoby
Yes,
Jones
they do.
is. No, they
yes,
don't.
they do.
The
They walked his
coach
jersey
does.
out at the beginning of last season. Don't do that, Roser. The book's already
Why
written.
aren't the Bills going to win it for DeMar Hamlin?
Stop doing that, bro.
Yeah.
Stop, bro.
Or DeMar Hamlin's clothes.
Tough.
Do it for Damar Hamlin's clone.
Nah, Damar Hamlin's clone.
Hey, like I said, Derek Maynard trying to tackle Derrick Henry.
It's crazy when I see Damar Hamlin out there every week. I'm like,
It is
dude,
weird. It is
you
super weird.
died on the field.
This dude did.
Also crazy because that means you're watching football.
I love football.
Shut up, Johnny Reservation.
Johnny Restaurant.
Johnny Restaurant.
Yes,
All
this
right.
man doesn't watch sports anymore.
No.
I do
He
watch.
goes to
He
restaurants.
goes to restaurants and gives us
I
freaking
do.
restaurant
Where'd you
reviews.
go?
I do go to restaurants.
Where'd you go?
Where?
He's a Yelp reviewer now.
Give me a
Where
rec.
have I been? I went to the tequila place on Union.
Oh, in the pretty building?
Yeah.
How was
It's
tequila
it?
been like
Mexican spot?
it's been a million
It
different
used to be a
restaurants.
sushi restaurant.
Yeah, it's been a bunch of different restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they need to figure out what they want to be.
Ah.
Like it's like the item menus go from $10 to $200. It's like, okay, are we fine dining or are we just like?
That's not a food recommendation, Rosa.
And your
She's
name is
asking for a
tequila.
food, Rick.
Yeah, I'd go and
No,
get
that was
tacos.
that was a restaurant.
The tacos are great. What I had was
Yeah.
not great, but I had.
Where'd you
one
go
of
last
their-
weekend?
They've got a bunch. I got takeout at South Main
The
Sushi.
weekend before that. Well, you didn't watch the Grizzly game.
It's okay. You're fatigued
I'd
from
watch
The place in
Everybody
East
watches
Memphis that
games.
you told us about.
you didn't watch a
It's over
game.
there by Gus's.
Magnolia in May.
There you
Yeah.
go. You ever been there?
Oh, no, I've passed it before.
That was Friday night. I was there before the Grizzlies played late that night.
Oh.
Yeah, we played at Sacramento
what we're
that night.
talking
It
Yeah.
was
What
a late
sporting
game.
event did you miss because you were at a restaurant?
I didn't miss
Magnolia
anything
in
that
May.
night. Yeah, I didn't miss anything that night.
I think you watched it.
Yeah.
It's our last game.
Will you watch the games this weekend?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Why wouldn't I?
Last game.
Because you might have a
I
reservation.
don't. The next reservation is Valentine's Day. It's the next reservation.
Where are you going?
I'm not saying.
Can't say.
You can't say it?
Yeah, I'm
No,
not
he
saying.
doesn't want.
What part of town
he
is it in?
doesn't want autograph showing up.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
might
giving
sell
you.
them on eBay for
I'm not doing a jersey swap. with
They
anybody.
might do the
For
Wemby
you
and
to send
Rosa.
it off to gold. I'm not doing a
He
jersey
doesn't want the
swap.
paparazzi showing up outside.
No.
Rosa,
He doesn't want.
what part of town is it in?
If he tells people where he's going,
gonna
then it's
come.
just gonna be. He's not gonna be able to enjoy a nice, quiet meal.
TMZ is going to be like, is that John Rosa?
All right, what's the last game, Jess?
The national championship game between Devin Walker's favorite coach, Marcus Freeman,
Yep.
and the
Hair
Notre Dame
transplant.
Fighting Irish and Ohio State. Ohio State, 8-point favorite. They opened at 9.5. And I have one question. I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. I forgot about that moment. I forgot about that fun moment when Ryan Day, when they beat Notre Dame, and he came on and said, I want to know where Lou Holtz is right now, after Lou Holtz had said Ohio State wasn't tough enough because of their losses to Michigan and Georgia and Alabama and Clemson. So we've got that. We've got the fact that Marcus Freeman is a former Buckeye. They're calling Notre Dame the team of destiny.
Oh,
Notre Dame
no.
hasn't won a national championship since before I was born in the year 1988.
Now let me say this.
Okay.
On Friday, I told you guys I was going to take Texas because of those Sagarin ratings, and I said, look, the number should not be what the number is, and I'm going to stand by this, right?
Yes.
I would do that bet again, given it. I'd take second and goal from the
You
one.
think if they were on the one again, they'd finally find a way to score?
I would do it again. So I actually think that number was, again, a loss is a loss, right? But I will say, this one again, it's 2 in the Sagarin predictor.
Yeah.
It says the line should be 2. Would you say it is 6?
No,
8? I mean, maybe it's because that left tackle's out, right?
Yeah.
And they just think like they're not going to be.
Yeah.
But like, it's telling us that number should be closer than it is. I don't know.
Ohio State should.
I don't wanna bet- I don't wanna bet on Notre Dame,
if
but-
they didn't have 9 penalties for 75 yards. Like if Ohio State ended up losing that game last week, we're talking about the fact that they lost
That's right.
it themselves, not
That's right.
necessarily because Texas.
And they didn't even throw
won
it to
the game.
Jeremiah Smith, and
No.
it's like, yeah.
And it is interesting. Notre Dame's #1 in the country in cover 1, so they're big on man coverage. They'll probably stick with that. Likely going to dare Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith to go out and beat them. The other big thing with Notre Dame going into their game against Penn State, everyone focused on, well, if Notre Dame doesn't win the turnover battle, can they win the game? And to be fair, Drew Howard gifted them the ball at the end of the game, but they did lose the turnover battle in that game against Penn State, and they still were able to win. They won despite having to replace 2 offensive linemen in the middle of the game. The thing about this Notre Dame team, like, they're a physical team. Yep. There's no question about that at this point. And I do appreciate for the spot of the new playoff that it does feel as if it led us to a place where you can argue these are the 2 best teams in college football. It doesn't feel like someone snuck in here. Like, at this point, who they've beaten along the way feels legitimate. I just hope I hope it's closer to the 2 than the 8, because that means we have a better game, and that would be a fun.
I mean, look, man, you got to get. I know how good Ohio State looked. Obviously smashing Tennessee and Oregon, but I mean, Notre Dame beat Georgia and Penn State back to back. Like those are both good teams. Those are not
gimmies.
Yeah. Those are both good teams.
And Georgia's like, well, if we had Carson back, shut up.
Nah.
You told me you were going to be better without Carson back.
Dude from Ice Age was not going to get you there.
Yeah. Even for whatever it's worth about that argument with Carson Beck, I asked Lang about that. I was like, do you think you would have won with Carson Beck? He's like, no.
Nah, see it from Ice Age.
And I will say this, Riley can run away from guys.
He can.
So if you start getting a bunch of that pressure on it, it's a different deal. Like, Quinn Ewers can't run. That's why I kept the whole game I was texting you guys free arch.
Yeah.
Let him get away from this. Because he can run away from you, and then you got a big problem on your hands. Riley Leonard could run.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, so as soon as, like, even if they do cave it in, he just takes off running.
Yeah.
I bet his rushing yards is high in this game. I mean, he might just very well be running for his life.
Yeah, he might.
I'm going to go Buckeyes, bro.
Cash
rules everything around me.
Look, I tell you this: the most
They
popular,
could easily win by 2 touchdowns.
the most popular bet in the world is people taking, as I told you yesterday, teasing Chiefs and Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is going to be bet till into oblivion. And there's going to be also people that even add the Lions in on that, right? If you had a 6-point teaser, you could catch Lions, Chiefs, and Ohio State all under a field goal. I think I'd be most nervous about Ohio State.
I would
nervous
too.
about?
I think Notre Dame can beat them.
Yeah, I just think it's
What
college
nervous
football.
about?
Yeah.
All right.
I think the most expensive
Ohio
roster.
State did not look that good against Texas.
I think Notre Dame's
Not like they did the first 2.
And I think Notre Dame's
they stomped
tough.
out. They handled business against Tennessee. Stomped out Oregon.
I know. And then the last time we saw them, Texas had friggin' first and goal at the 1.
It's not their fault that Buddy fumbled. They forced the fumble, didn't they?
I got
Yeah,
Dude didn't just magically drop the ball.
No, I'm with you.
33 made a play. 33 made a play. Took it to the crib.
Jack Sawyer.
Why do you care about them?
Ohio State?
I've forgotten.
I was a big Ohio State fan when I was a kid.
Why?
Maurice Claret.
Because they were good.
Maurice Claret, Craig Krenzel.
Yeah, he's just
No,
whoever is
I was a
good.
child, bro.
Yeah, right. But you just like whoever is good anyway, still to this day.
No, I was a child.
But you don't have any teams that you die hard with. You
Your
just like
Grizzlies?
whoever's good.
The Grizzlies.
Come on. It doesn't count.
How's
You
it
weren't a
not
Grizzlies fan before.
How was
Yeah,
how's the
true.
Grizzlies not
You were a
count?
LeBron fan.
Yeah.
You were a LeBron
I've
fan
been a
when we
LeBron fan
met
for all my
you.
life.
Right.
I can't help that. But when I was a kid, I was an Ohio State fan. I was like 8, 9 years old. I used to rock. I had the Ohio State mat in my room and everything.
Damn.
Yeah. I got photos of my Ohio State mat in my room.
It's okay.
Don't be a hater, bro.
It's embarrassing.
What's embarrassing about it?
Live in the South and be an Ohio State fan just because they're good. It's embarrassing.
Who am I supposed to?
There's a million teams you could have rooted for.
So if I would have was a fan of like tennis or Mississippi State, well, yeah, go Cowbells. What's the difference? Me rooting for Ohio State.
Well, now you like Memphis.
I mean, why would I not root for Memphis?
Yeah, I got you.
It's okay, Devin. I rooted for UCLA. I grew up in Denver. It
Thank
was
you,
weird.
bro. They trying to put some
And then
money.
I ended up going to
Yeah,
USC.
put some on her too.
Because
then.
you didn't show back up with
All right, it was
caring
weird.
about Ohio State. We've done the show together for 7, 8
They're in
years.
the
How many
national
times has he mentioned
championship.
Ohio
I gotta
State
pick
or
somebody.
caring about?
I gotta pick somebody, right?
How many times has he cared about Ohio State?
I don't know. I'm not rooting for either of them.
How
I
many
hope it
times
ends
has
in
he
a
cared
0-0
about him in the whatever last 10 years we've been around each other?
I was a bigger Ohio State fan like
Yeah, you
a
were a
couple
John
years
Buckeye.
ago just
What-
because I
what
won
about-
money gambling
now all
on
of a
them.
sudden
We
you
have
had
to-
a friggin' bath mat.
I'm just
Shut
saying.
up.
I'm just saying.
Shut
we're
up,
in the
bath
playoff.
mat.
What am I supposed to do?
You friggin' Mr. Bath mat.
Am I supposed to?
Nobody has a bath mat. Ohio State.
It was not a bath mat. It was a rug.
A rug. Yeah.
It was a freaking
Bath
rug.
mat.
It was
I
a
like
rug.
bath mat better. I like
Bath mat's crazy. Getting out of the shower and stomping on the field is crazy. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I had a rug in my room right by my bed. It was Ohio State, 100-yard field, Ohio Stadium on the floor. But I should not.
Pitzer didn't happen.
I
Picture
should
didn't
not.
happen.
You should not put someone on my name for
We
picking a team.
already have.
Picking a team to win the national championship. Just because y'all's picks are wrong.
We didn't. Who did we pick?
National championship? Who did? I mean, before the whole thing, I'm pretty sure I said Ohio State, but like I was rooting for Tennessee.
I think I thought Georgia. Maybe I don't know.
You
I
were
don't
rooting for
remember.
Georgia.
Yeah.
He was rooting for
Texas
Tennessee.
was my
Only one of us.
I wasn't rooting.
Yeah, like
I don't care about any of them.
Dude, it's not like we care.
Usually there's some coach involved that I care about. I wanted Arizona State to win, honestly.
Respectfully, me too.
I would have rooted for Boise
You don't
State.
actually think I live and die with Tennessee
No,
football?
I don't live and die with
You
Ohio
don't?
State football. What is we talking about?
Oh my gosh!
You think I live and die with Ohio State football?
Yeah,
I just want my pick to be right.
yeah, that's fair.
Joe.
Oh, tweaking.
All
But we
right.
have more important things on Monday than the national championship game.
Martin Luther
that?
King
We have the
Day.
MLK Day game.
Oh, we do
Damn
have
right.
that.
Did you watch Dear Martin as a kid?
No.
You didn't?
I'm glad that it's going to be that game is so early.
Oh no, I watched it in our mentoring program though.
Like
Here, that was
like
like
this
a
year?
couple years ago. Yeah.
That game's going to be early on Monday, so we'll be home in plenty of time for the national title game.
Yeah.
That's good.
That
thing.
is the positive.
Yep.
on that.
Thanks to Jessica Benson. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to John Roser across the glass. Thanks to Jalen back in the studio. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, yeah.
Hustler on ESPN Plus tonight.
Yeah, ESPN Plus Hustle.
GG
Grizzlies,
Jackson, 7 o'clock.
Spurs on FanDuel Sports South. All right. Be back tomorrow. Till then, we gone.